Clint Eastwood stood at the edge of the Pacific, waves crashing against the shore, mirroring the storm raging inside him. It was 1951, and at 21 he had already faced more than most men his age. Rejected, underestimated, and struggling to find his purpose, he was at his breaking point. The world knew him as the stoic gunslinger, the unshakable cowboy. But before Hollywood, before fame, Clint Eastwood was just a young man searching for meaning. And it all came down to one night, one decision that could have changed everything. Clint had enlisted in the Army, stationed at Fort Ord. He was just another name, another soldier following orders. But deep down, he felt suffocated. He wasn't meant for a life of orders and routines. He had dreams, vague, unformed, but burning. Acting had whispered to him once, a distant possibility, but it seemed laughable. Who would take him seriously? One evening, after a grueling day of training, Clint sat alone, staring at a letter in his hands. It was from his mother, who worried about his future. She believed in him, but her words carried a silent question. What are you going to do with your life? The weight of uncertainty pressed down on him. The Army wasn't his future, but what was? His restless mind told him to run, to escape, leave everything behind, and find his destiny elsewhere. But where? That night, fate intervened. A friend convinced Clint to join him on a flight out of town. It was an impromptu trip, a reckless move, but Clint agreed. They boarded a small military aircraft, the hum of the engine drowning out his thoughts. Then disaster struck. Mid-flight, something went wrong. The plane lost power. The men inside braced for impact as it crashed into the ocean near Point Reyes. Cold, dark water swallowed them whole. Clint fought against the currents, lungs burning, limbs freezing. The shore seemed impossibly far. Every stroke drained him, but something inside him refused to give up. He had spent years feeling lost, but now, with death staring him in the face, he knew one thing. He wanted to live. For hours he swam, pushing past exhaustion, his mind screaming at him to stop. Finally, he dragged himself onto the shore, coughing up salt water. The world spun, but he was alive. Lying on the sand, Clint realized something. He had survived for a reason. He couldn't keep waiting for life to hand him an opportunity. He had to create it. When he returned to Fort Ord, everything had changed. He started sneaking into drama classes, absorbing every lesson, learning the craft. One day, a director spotted him, impressed by his raw presence. That led to an audition, then a small role, then another. The rest is history. But Clint Eastwood's legacy didn't begin with luck. It began with a decision to fight when he could have surrendered, a decision to take control when everything seemed out of his hands. And that's what changed his fate forever.